Hey, 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 beautiful people. Welcome back to another soulful session of Mondays with Mondene. This is where we dive deep into the rhythm of life, love, and liberty. I'm your host, Edie Mondene, and I'm ready to groove with you through the beats of the week. Today, we're going to deal with a topic that African Americans, especially, should be paying very close attention to. It's the unseen struggles and the black tragedies in African regions that are ignored. And it's a call to action. Grab your soda water, Coke, 7-Up, whatever you're drinking, Hennessy, I don't know, tuna and crackers, kick back and let's get into this vital conversation. The beat goes on, people, but it's up to us to keep the rhythm of democracy alive everywhere. And it needs to kick. So we got to do this thing together. It breaks my heart, and it's very disheartening to see that certain regions, including areas where black communities suffer, often don't receive the level of global attention and support compared to other regions facing similar challenges. This disparity in attention and support can stem from a range of complex factors. This includes geopolitical interest, media coverage, biases, historical context, and the prioritization, I want to say that clearly, of certain crises over others by international organizations and governments. Regions like Darfur and Sudan, Haiti, and many others with significant black populations have faced long-standing challenges such as conflict, poverty, natural disasters, and systemic inequalities. However, their plights often remain overlooked or underreported, especially in mainstream media and global humanitarian efforts. We get lost. One factor that contributes to these disparities can be the perceived strategic importance of a region in geopolitical terms. Areas that are seen as more strategically vital or where there are geopolitical interests at play, they tend to receive more attention from global powers and international organizations. Sad but true. Media coverage also plays a significant role. We believe it when it's on TV. The way news stories are framed and the narratives that gain traction in media outlets most definitely influence public attention and the allocation of resources for relief efforts. Unfortunately, certain regions and communities may not fit the narratives that can capture widespread attention. It's not important enough, leading to their struggles, and they're completely overlooked. Moreover, historical factors including colonial legacies and ongoing systemic inequalities can contribute to the marginalization of black communities in global humanitarian responses. Structural issues such as economic disparities, political instability, and the lack of infrastructure, we know what's going on over in Haiti, can further hinder efforts to address the challenges faced by these communities' effectivity. Despite these challenges, there are efforts made by advocacy groups, grassroots organizations, and humanitarian agencies that raise the awareness, or they try to, and mobilize support for marginalized communities, including those that I've mentioned, like Darfur and Sudan and Haiti and other places and other regions. They continue in advocacy, they increase awareness, and there's a concerted global action made essential that ensures that all communities, regardless of their background or location, receive the support and attention that's necessary for these people to live, survive, and thrive. And yeah, we can help. I'm going to tell you how. We need to support humanitarian organizations. Find out who they are. We're going to give you a few tonight. Doctors Without Borders. They provide medical assistance in conflict zones and areas affected by natural disasters. International Rescue Committee. They focus on emergency responses, on health and education and economic recovery. Oxfam, they work on poverty alleviation and food security and humanitarian responses in vulnerable countries worldwide. I was with somebody from their organization this past week at a Seder, and they do excellent work. World Food Program, they address hunger and food insecurity. They provide aid to the vulnerable populations in these crisis zones. We need to engage with advocacy groups. Amnesty International, that's one of them. They advocate for human rights and raises awareness about injustices and abuses in conflict-affected areas and other regions that don't get the attention. The Human Rights Watch, they investigate. These people report. They go specifically look for and report on human rights violations globally, including those forgotten regions that are so urgent. The United Nations Refugee Agency, that's a lot to say. It provides protection and assistance to refugees and displaced persons, including those from those, again, forgotten regions. I want you to continue to hear me say forgotten regions, important. We need to partner with community-based organizations, local NGOs, governmental organizations that function independently of any government group with the objectives of improving social conditions. NGOs are normally nonprofit institutions, and they really dig into helping the affected regions. There are many grassroots organizations. I could go on. There's so many of them. It's just like, wow. And they work directly with communities in forgotten places. It's necessary for providing the essential services and advocacy that's necessary for the survival of our people. And of course, faith-based folks, organizations like churches, mosques, temples, religious groups, they engage in humanitarian work and support efforts in these regions. Important is that we take action. We have to donate, we have to volunteer, we have to advocate, we have to educate, and we have to support. Every contribution, no matter how small, it makes a meaningful impact. As we stand in solidarity with the oppressed communities around the world, we've got to remember that the call to action is universal. Just as we demand justice and equality within our own borders, for those that are empowered to stand up with those that are not empowered, we must extend this advocacy to encompass the forgotten regions where Black tragedies are consistently unfolding. It is a moral imperative, a testament to our shared humanity, and a step towards a more equitable world that we all dream about. And the beat goes on. But it's up to us to keep the rhythm of democracy alive, and we need to make it kick. Let's do this together. Until next time, stay groovy, stay woke, and keep spreading that love by insisting on a more just and inclusive future. Oh, hold on. I got to do a special shout out to our sponsors. Poshines, not just a restaurant, but an institution. It's located at 8139 North Denver, right here in the heart of Kenton. And you can expect the best soul food this side of the Willamette. We've got aunties and tanties daycare services. They know how to take care of your kids now. Adorn Electric. They really light up our lives. They light up this set right now. And I'm grateful for their support on this podcast. You can visit me right here on Sunday mornings at Celebration Tabernacle in Portland, Oregon. Now, I want to do a special thank you to our production team. Dion, Robin, Andy, and Paul. Not one of them is bigger than the other, and they all stand tall. This is an important announcement. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and followers. Tell somebody. And turn on those darn notifications so that you never miss a thing from Mondays with Montanay. And be sure to follow us on, look at me now, Facebook. You got it? You got it? And YouTube, right there. You got it? I'm magic. I just point and then they go, boom, boom. Thank you for tuning into Mondays with Mondene. And remember, it's not just the music. It's about the message. Let's keep the conversation going and make a difference, one beat at a time. And until next week, stay blessed and keep your light shining bright. Mm-hmm. You know, I talk about a lot about knowing where you came from to know where you're going. Well, I came from the projects of St. Louis, Missouri, and I ended up into the majestic mountaintops of Portland, Oregon. It's been a wonderful journey, and Lewis and Clark took that journey from St. Louis to Portland, and I took it too. It talks about who I am, and as I'm with you often in the in cyberspace or on websites or on the, what do you call it, social media, I want you to know a little bit about me and who I am. This book talks about my fantasies, my failures, my triumphs, and more than that, it talks about the resiliency of being able to continue to go forward regardless of the odds. I'd get a copy. It's called From Maladies to Melodies. And I hope that you enjoy it and give me some feedback. God bless.
Hey, it's time for you to come to Post Shine. Check out that catfish sandwich. Oh my goodness, is that the shrimp po' boy? Man, look at that chocolate chip cake. Man, I need to get over to Post Shines at 8139 North Denver right now because this food looks delicious. Or call if you'd like, 503-978-9000. And don't miss it, you'll be sorry.
In times gone past, we find ourselves making excuses so that people reminded, ooh, I've got to get home and tend to the brand new missus. I need some time alone. Can't this wait until I finish texting on my phone?